I just made the video increase in views.
Okay, today we're going to talk about the self-esteem of the Negro. What is a self-esteem? Self-esteem in the simplest way is a real way in the simplest real talk way is how you feel about yourself when nobody is watching you. Okay, is what your true thoughts are about yourself. Let me lift this up. Your sense of self-worth and self-determination, where does that come from? These are questions I like to ask, to think about when it comes to why you feel a certain way and what's making you feel that way. In Toni Morrisons' book, The Bluest Eye, she illustrates the life of a young African-American child who goes through trials and tribulations living in a very racially motivated society where the beauty standards, cultural standards, customs, and everything's based on a Eurocentric view and how a person should look, act, and behave. She goes through the life of a young child who is African American, who wishes to have blue eyes because of the belief that, or conception that maybe if she had blue eyes, she would be viewed better and treated like a blue-eyed white person, or maybe she would see the world differently. And as she puts it, well, she basically says that if she has blue eyes, then she will be beautiful, or she will feel valuable. She at some point convinces herself that she has blue eyes and creates an imaginary depiction of herself, and she comes up with the delusion that she has blue eyes and starts believing it herself, and starts using this kind of illusion to make her self-worth, her self-esteem boosted, basically. Her imaginary friend tells her, people are jealous because of your eyes. They're so pretty. Try not to look because you look too beautiful. What color eyes do you got?
We had the same color, bro. Brownies. Brown.
So in this series, I want to get into the self-esteem, and not just African Americans, but the self-esteem of people. How does it come about? In order to understand the complexity of what self-esteem is, and how over time us so-called African Americans have developed our interpersonal relationships with ourselves and our community and with our families, we have to understand, well, how do we view ourselves, and why do we view ourselves the way we do? Understanding this will help you understand why the poverty, why the wealth disparity, or why the culture and the good and the positives, the happiness and joy and everything that you see of so-called black culture, African American culture, hip-hop culture, why it is the way it is, why it was the way it was, and where it's heading. Okay. Do you have a low self-esteem?
Nah, I'm him.
Say it again?
Nah, I'm really just Himothy out here, bro.
So how do you view yourself?
Well, I think a lot of it comes from how you're raised, like how you in your position, especially someone like me being the youngest brother, and just how your parents and people deal with you. I feel like it was kind of low because I don't really think of myself as anything other than just a little brother, and then I was never really pushed to any limits given to my parents for being busy when not trying to like push me in any kind of way, specifically only really academically. So I think one part of it is like lacking in certain ways, like in maybe athleticism or physical talent can bring your self-esteem down, but as well as how you carry yourself throughout life and childhood. If you're not like always the best in certain things, and you were never pushed to like break through limits of being scared of certain things. So I think that's one way I saw it just myself earlier on, before I like really started becoming an adult and taking control over my own life.
How do people view you?
I mean, it's kind of interesting because like I don't really know. I mean, like, because I'm really goofy. Like I just make jokes all the time. So, but I mean, they know, like, at least in the places that I'm in and positions I've been in and what I've done, they've known that I'm capable of doing things. But I think overall, just because I'm more lighthearted, they really see me as just like a fun guy. But they know like I can do stuff and things that I have done, so they still respect me. But maybe not as much because I kind of disrespect myself if I'm a little too goofy and a lot of times. So,
how should people view you?
What do you mean by that?
How do you think people should look at you, and what should people think when they
Generally
see
speaking, or just me? How I
you? How do you think people should look at you?
I mean, obviously, I think first thing is I would want to be respected, like generally, but I mean, I kind of noticed, like, I mean, you can't really expect people to respect you anyways. So I mean, I think that, but how people should view me, I mean, I think they can view me how I portray myself, and how I look, how I dress, how I walk, how I talk. I mean, it's really up to their own perception. So I'm not really thinking how people. I'm not really thinking of how the people should feel about me. That's a little bit entitled, but I mean, obviously, I think it should be respect. But honestly, I only really care about myself more than what other people think about me. So I don't care what anyone else thinks. I'm gonna do what I do. You know what I'm saying?
So you feel like people should see you for what you present?
Yeah. I mean, because you are what you are, bro. I mean, you talk a certain way. Now, I will say, like, yeah, like I said, I'll be lighthearted, and sometimes people underestimate you. But sometimes that's fine, you know what I'm saying? That's okay. If people really want to get to know you and understand you, then they can do that. And then they'll see your true strengths and who you really are. But if they don't care about putting the time in to do that, then they can do what they want. You know what I'm saying? They can lose out on a friend or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Which doll is the pretty doll? Which doll is the nice doll? Which doll is the bad doll? Which doll is the nice doll?